Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IAS. So as part of our daily series, today also we will look into few of the news that was part of your Hindu as well as taken from PIB. Okay, so let's get started then. So the first one is with respect to Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay, so it has organized an event, online event to commemorate 6 years of launch of three transformative urban missions. So which are all these missions? Smart Cities Mission, we have Amrut, and we have Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. So 6 years have passed and they are celebrating the event, online event. Okay, so sixth anniversary of transformative urban missions, and these three schemes were part of visionary agenda for urban rejuvenation. So this assumes significance because increasing urbanization, increasing number of people living in the cities now, and along with it you also see a number of issues associated with urban areas, like be it a traffic, be it a pollution related aspect, be it a solid and waste management aspects. So a number of issues are also there. So infrastructure development is a necessity, and coming out with the solutions, taking help of technology is important. So towards that end, we have different kind of government schemes, okay, that have been launched. So this is to meet the aspirations of almost 40% of the India's population living in cities. Okay, so we will see in brief what these missions were aimed at. So first one, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. So this was under the aegis of housing for all. So everybody should have a house, a basic need. So it addresses urban housing shortages, okay, particularly among whom economically weaker sections, low income groups, as well as middle income groups categories, including those slum dwellers. How do it? By ensuring that a pakka house to all these eligible urban households by the year 2022. So we have housing for all target by 2022. So towards that mission, so urban housing shortages will be addressed by Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in urban areas, particularly to sections of economically weaker sections, low income groups and middle income groups. Okay, and as a part of this scheme, a total of 1.12 crore houses have been sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, of which 48 lakh have already been completed. So this is the development that the scheme has seen so far. Then coming to Amrut, okay, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, Amrut scheme. Why was it launched? So as I said, urban areas, a number of issues have to be addressed, be it water supply issue, sewerage and septage management, stormwater drainage to reduce flooding. So we come across urban flooding and all, and to issue address of urban transport, creating green space and parks. Okay, so these are the certain things which need to be addressed and developed in urban areas. So towards that end, there is a Amrut mission. Okay, and Amrut mission in those cities which are having a population of 1 lakh and above. Around 500 cities it has been launched. Okay, so what are all the things that have been so far achieved in the Amrut? Certain things, factual information is there. Total tap connections, around 105 lakh plus water tap connections have been achieved. Sewerage and septage connections, 78 plus lakhs. Treatment capacity developed. Okay, uh, and 1840 water logging points have been eliminated. Green spaces and parks and municipal bonds. So 10 cities have raised municipal bonds of worth 3,840 crore. So municipal bonds, you are issuing bonds to raise the funds which are helping in the, that funds can be utilized in the development of infrastructure. Okay, so a few facts, you need not remember all the facts here, but progress, if the question is how, what progress Amrut has made, you have to answer on these lines only. Okay, so this is the achievement with respect to Amrut mission, or the so far development it has achieved. Then Smart Cities mission. So Smart Cities mission, a transformational mission, which aims to bring a paradigm shift in the practice of urban development in the country. Okay, so what was the main objective of the mission? The objective of the mission was to promote cities with the core by developing core infrastructure and clean and sustainable environment, and give decent quality of life to the citizens through application of smart solutions. So use of ICT, development of infrastructure, transport, housing and all, like green spaces and all, and give clean and sustainable environment. So this is also important, not just infrastructure, you should have a clean environment, so that there will be improvement in the quality of life people living in the urban areas. And these all issues will be addressed with the help of information ICT technology. So that is application of smart solutions. Okay, and so far 69 smart cities have been developed and operationalized through integrated command and control centers in the country. So that is nothing but use of ICT technology. And even these integrated and command control centers have played a significant role. They played like a war rooms for COVID management. Along with that, other smart infrastructure developed under this mission have helped cities while fighting the pandemic through information dissemination, improving communication, predictive analysis, and supporting effective management. So in essence, they also the control centers that have been established and the various smart infrastructure that have been developed have also helped address COVID, managing COVID crisis in the country. So this is what the so far development. So sixth anniversary was celebrated. So on that line, so far the achievement of these schemes have been highlighted by the ministry. Okay. So remember the objectives of the schemes, and you can remember what are the major things that have been done to improve the urban life in India. So you can quote these schemes. Then next one is with respect to GST. Ensure GST cuts reaches users. So National Anti-Profiteering Authority is there, and it has directed GST officials across the country to ensure that the tax rate cuts notified on some COVID-19 related essentials are passed on to the consumers. Okay, so tax deduction is there, so this should be reflected in in a decrease in prices that the consumer have to pay for buying the COVID-19 related essentials. So in the latest meeting, GST Council had waived indirect tax that was levied on critical drugs like tocilizumab and amphotericin B, and also reset the tax rate to 5% on 14 COVID-19 essentials. Okay, so this was done. So you see that this reduction in tax rate and all is also reflected in reduction in price that the consumer have to pay. So National Anti-Profiteering Authority has directed GST officials to look after it. Okay, and coming to National Anti-Profiteering Authority. So this authority was established under Central Goods and Services Tax Act of 2017, and the primary aim of National Anti-Profiteering Authority is to ensure that the benefits of reduction or lowering taxes under the GST regime are passed on to the end consumers. So how do you ensure that? So there will be a proportional reduction in the prices that the consumer have to pay. So this is the primary aim of National Anti-Profiteering Authority, and it has been given various powers. So what are all the powers? So it has a power, and it has an authority to deregister any entity or business if it fails to pass on the benefit to the customer whenever there is reduction in the taxes. Then however, you should remember, deregistering a business will be a last course of action, only an extreme step. Okay, and NAA will also recommend the return of undue profit which a business has earned from not passing the reduction. Along with it, 18% of interest will also be charged. So it can also recommend return of profit that the business earns along with 18% interest, and it can also impose a penalty if it is necessary. So these are the various powers that have been given to National Anti-Profiteering Authority. Okay, so that's it for today. You can also download the PDF of this document, and you can also download a Topper IAS Institute app so that you can watch repetitively these videos over that app. Okay, thank you.